Today I ducked up by non-stop farting on an airplane for 6 hours. Technically yesterday I ducked up, but whatever. To set the scene, I was flying back from a business trip to France the morning after a long night of vaguely business-related drinking. I arrived at Charles de Gaulle at an absolutely unholy hour of the morning and got ready to board my flight and return to the USA. I was miserably hungover and stopped in an airport restaurant for some breakfast. Somehow, my still half-drunk mind decided it would be a good idea to get eggs Benedict and a Duvel. A word to the wise, never under any circumstances, eat airport eggs Benedict. If for some incomprehensible reason you must eat airport eggs Benedict, don't wash them down with an early morning beer. As I staggered onto the plane a bit later, my stomach started churning pretty aggressively. I found my seat, grunted a hello to the cheery looking French family sitting next to me on my row, and settled in with noise cancelling headphones and some music. A little ways into the flight, my stomach turned traitor completely. Taking a shit in an airplane bathroom is one of the more miserable things in the world, so I resigned myself to a transatlantic journey's worth of intestinal discomfort. Then the farts started coming. One, then another, unrelenting waves trying to fight through a bottleneck, the gaseous equivalent of the Persians at Thermopylae. I kept them silent, but they kept coming. I felt for the rest of the plane, smelling these horrid drunk airport eggs Benedict farts. At least, I thought, they wouldn't know it was me. It went on like this for the entire flight, a 6-hour parade of vile, but silent farts every 10 or 15 seconds. Then we started the landing. I started to let out a fart as an announcement came over the PA. I pulled off my headphones to listen. Suddenly, to my horror, as I pulled off the noise cancelling headphones, the silent fart turned seat-shakingly loud. I put the pieces together and shrank deeper and deeper into my seat as I did. Holy shit, that means the entire flight. Oh duck no. I slunk out of that airplane without making eye contact with a single soul. TLDR, made questionable food choices and released what I thought were silent hangover farts to an entire airplane for 6 hours because I forgot my noise cancelling headphones cancelled noise. You Daryl terrorist. Terrorist. Osama bin fartin. Dude, you always know if your farts are silent noise cancelling headphones or not. Agreed. You can always feel the rectal vibrations. It's the best when your ass is itchy and you have a loud one lined up and ready to scratch it. Today I ducked up by farting on the neighbor I've never met. I'll go ahead and paint you the picture of how I met my neighbor. It was a dark stormy night last night, approximately 7:30 p.m. Now this new neighbor is older, maybe 65, and just moved in a few weeks ago. I live in a white cookie cutter suburbia where no one goes outside unless it's 75 plus and sunny. I had just returned from the store with my wife when I decided to check the mail for some Christmas gifts that were delivered. Now this is a community box. We have approximately 40 boxes also in this mail hub. Again, it is pouring down rain. We live in the Pacific Northwest and the Pineapple Express system hit last night. This particular neighbor does not work and does nothing all day that I can tell. Mail gets delivered at approximately 12 p.m. so he has 7.5 hours to retrieve his goods prior to the time I went. So there I go, again, storm pouring rain, 45 miles per hour winds, and me waddling over in that super soaked. Why am I doing this waddle? My mail unit is near the bottom. Now for dinner I made us some tacos and black beans. These guys have been sitting on me for about 2 hours at this point. So there I am, bending over to grab our precious cargo that was shipped from lands afar when the wettest, nastiest, rippiest, pant-ripping, thunderous war cry I have ever had releases from my doom chamber. I stood up from getting the mail thinking, my god, I'll need to rush and wipe after that disgusting creature that just released. As I stand and turn around, there is my new neighbor, standing approximately 2 feet behind me, completely silent, in the dark stormy night. I know by his face he has been hit. Completely fear-struck, questioning the purpose of living. I, being a good neighbor, notice his face, nod my head, and walk by without a single word. TLDR, neighbor snuck up on me at mailbox and I destroyed his nose hairs with a wet nasty ass fart. Seems like a missed opportunity to make eye contact and whisper, welcome to the neighborhood. Today I ducked up by relaxing too much during a sensual massage. Bit of backstory. I started talking to a guy on Reddit last week. We hit it off, started texting and found out that he lives about 20 minutes from me. We decided to meet for a date on Friday. I have vibes and stomach was feeling a bit dodgy, but decided to soldier on. I was also very tired. The duck up. So I'm at this guy's house and I've made us a very nice mac and cheese. There was some cuddling, kissing and some sex. We are then snuggling on the sofa, and I feel a big fart brewing. I'm hoping I can just absorb it back into my body if I hold on to it long enough. We start talking about massages and the guy offers to give me one. I choose a relaxing oil. I'm naked on my front, and he is naked, straddling me, kind of sitting on my bum. He starts rubbing my back, and turns out he's good at massages. I'm feeling really relaxed, and start to drift off. I then wake myself up with the most earth-shattering fart I have ever expelled. The fart I was holding captive had burst free with a vengeance, displeased by the extended time spent in my rectum. It was hella loud, and it was hella long, and it was right on his balls. It was so forceful, they vibrated. His response was to tell me, through tears of laughter, at least you didn't shut yourself. TLDR. Farted on a first date's balls. Reverse motorboat. Interesting. You usually have to pay good money for the Florida fan boat. This guy got it for free. This is the story he'll share at your wedding. Then tell your children over and over and over again, still finding it hilarious. This is why I'm afraid of the second date. What if it all works out, and your prophecy comes true? The dude gives awesome massages, and was okay with you farting on his balls. You should be the one proposing LMAO. But OMG, what if this becomes his new kink and asks for it all the time? Him, babe, do the thing again. Ugh. This is the 4th time. If I shut on you, don't start asking for that too. Him, no promises. Today I ducked up by shaving my bumhole before a first date. So the TIFU happened last night, but this requires some background explanation. This is gonna be TMI, but that's kinda the nature of TIFU, so whatever. I'm a sporty person, mountain biking, hiking year round, etc. I also have apparently a hairy bumhole, which means wiping the ol' pooper can be somewhat of a chore at times. Sometimes, unbeknownst to me, not everything gets removed, and I don't know if you have ever let somewhat digested stomach acid, aka the Taco Bell runs, gently rub between your greater cheeks for an entire day before, but it ain't fun. So I had the bright idea to shave my bunghole. Less hair, less cleanup, less chance of rectum related rashes on the next mountain bike ride. So I trimmed it off at night, added some Aquaphor to the affected area. That stuff is magic, and the wiping job is smooth as butter the next day. Win-win. Fast forward 2 days, and I'm going on a first date with a pretty cute girl. Classic dinner and dessert kinda thing, cause she's like the best looking girl I've dated, so I wanna shell out the monies of course. Dinner went pretty well, and we got cold stone afterward, and then we decided to head to my place, hoping my roommates aren't home for a movie. Turns out they aren't home, which is extra nice, because we both were throwing mad hints to each other about how attractive we found each other. But, guys, I can feel it building inside me, the gas, not the sexual tension. Unfortunately, we are sitting there on the couch watching a movie, and I just had to let one out. I'm usually pretty good at silent farts, so I'm not paying attention to the fact that we are in a quiet spot in the movie, and this fart was not silent. It was the loudest, flappiest, most percussive fart I've ever had in my entire life, hands down. I was mortified. She immediately turned her head toward me with an expression of pure disgust, and I of course was super smooth about it, and tried to awkward laugh it off, which is my response to most tense social situations. She did not laugh with me. No text back so far. I googled it this morning, and it turns out shaving your bum makes your farts extra loud, cause your bum cheeks slap around with no hair to muffle the sound. So a little today I learned there for you inside this TIFU. Just waiting for my anal fuzz to grow back now, so I can go on dates again. TLDR, I shaved my bumhole to make wiping easier and prevent rashes. Turns out it makes your farts super loud, which I discovered during a movie in my apartment on a date, which ended awkwardly and soon after. Why didn't you just excuse yourself and let it rip in the bathroom? What's more important, a TIFU or getting laid? Exactly. Sex only lasts for 75 seconds, but internet points are forever. Takes you 72 seconds to take your clothes off.